Hey guys, it's Amy the Real Kid Tourist coming to you live once again from my office. It is January 22nd, 2020. It's actually my half birthday today. What? I know, threw myself a party. It was a good time. It was a good time. You know how I threw myself a party? I ran back and forth to Walgreens today. That's a fun story. So, today, when my dad comes and my mom comes and they obviously were here. Dad's come here a couple of times now. Mom's come here a couple of times. Friends, Kim and such and whatever. I really try to make a book, an album, if I have the time and money to put it together for them as a gesture of thank you for coming. It was an amazing time. And what seems to happen, the scrapbooker and me. Sorry, I've just got some wild hair going on today. The scrapbooker in me likes to take it apart and look at everything. And so the digital stuff is a little tougher for me because even though you can move around pictures and, you know, text and fonts and all that cool stuff, it just gets still to be very tedious, which is why I don't do the regular old school scrapbooking anymore because I just don't have the patience for it. So, I made my dad a book. Yay for dad, in case you're watching. I made my dad a book. I was very excited about it. I told him I would when he was here because he wasn't taking a whole lot of pictures. And I was like, I got this, Dad. I'll take the pictures for you. It'll be awesome. And, you know, I will make this book and you can show all your buddies and your friends and whatever. And it usually goes off without a hitch. So I do it online on Walgreens.com. I get all that done. I submit the order and I pay in store. And the reason I pay in store is because then I can look at the book before I pay for it. Because it's happened a couple times where the binding isn't correct, or if they rush the production of the books because they make them in the store there. Sometimes the binding doesn't line up, but the pages don't line up. I could go on and on about the issues I've had with Walgreens. So I don't know why I thought this would be different, but normally I'll pick up the book literally on my way to do errands for food shopping, whatever else I gotta get done, and I don't even second guess it. Well, I picked this first book up a couple weeks ago, got it home, looked at it. It was before the whole household got sick. And all the words that I had done inside the grid, that I had done exactly how they told me to do online, because I've done a billion of these books, had all somehow shifted over to the left. And so the words are in the crease of the book. So they're just, you can, if you open the binding a little harder, and it's, by the way, it's supposed to be like a lay flat book. And mine kind of is like this. There's not much laying flat. And they advertise this as one of their new books. Well, I have the original books and I'm telling you, they're nothing different. So I see the words and whatever, and thankfully I looked at it in the store and I was like, okay, I know what it says. I don't know if he's gonna be able to read this, and it's not what I asked for. And with the code, it was still a good $30 some. I had extra pages in it, which the coupon doesn't go against extra pages in one of those photo books, and they can get very expensive. So, needless to say, I was paying over $30 for this photo book that I wanted done correctly, right? So I asked them, the manager comes over, she's like, we'll reprint it, obviously free of charge. It'll be done like today. And she's like, but I can't submit it. You have to go home and submit the order. So I drive back home. This is 2 weeks ago. Drive back home. Did it. Go look at my computer, submit the order again. About 4 or 5 hours later, bing, it's ready to go. I go back in the store, so I drive now the gas back and forth and time it takes. I run over back to Walgreens. I go into Walgreens. I go back to the photo corner, and it looked like, I don't know, maybe an assistant manager was there. I haven't seen him there before. And then this other gal. And this gal gives me the book, and she's like, oh, here's the reprint. And I mean, the back, so they take a photo cover on the book itself, and it's like one long photo sheet. So I'm assuming what they do is they start it from the top and they kind of smooth it over around the book, and it lays nice and flat. It should be flush on the book and nice and pretty. They hand me the reprint, you guys, no joke, with literally bubbles in it. So the back is all wavy. It's like I've scrapbooked enough to know when you just didn't glue right. And so it looks horrendous. And then the front picture, I thought it looked kind of different, the coloring, but I thought, well, you know, and I don't want to say in case Dad's watching before he gets this book what it is, but it didn't look right. So I bring the book home. Well, at first, okay, so I looked at her, I'm like, there's a lot of bubbling in here. She's like, well, it'll rest. I'm like, okay, I guess it just came hot out of the oven. So I look at the words again, they're too close into the binding, and she's like, that's not our fault, it's the computer's fault, it's a new thing. Like, she blamed everybody. The problem was there was not one time let me refund your money because clearly this is the second book you don't like. So I took the book on my way and I was just purely disgusted with it. Well, I have a big group of stuff I want to ship tomorrow to family and friends, and I was like, oh, I gotta remember to ship that book to Dad. So this is again a couple weeks ago. We've all been sick. People have been in and out. So I'm like, okay, I gotta look at that book again. I'm looking at it, and the bubbling has just gotten worse. And so I contacted Walgreens today, basically talked to them online, and they were awesome. And they contacted the store and said, this is not acceptable. So the store said, okay, we'll refund her book. And then the online said, okay, we'll submit another one for them to make. And I'm like, but you're submitting it to the same store that keeps messing it up. So how do you think this is going to be possibly any better? But for some reason they thought it would be. And got a 80s hair thing going on today. So long story longer, I still don't have the correct book. And I'm probably just going to originally give my dad the first one. And if he wants to know what it says, I'll put a post-it note on the pages. It's only a couple pages and the pictures look great. So it's just, she printed one page out for me right there, and she's like, oh, it's still gonna do it. So go home, and if you want to, you're gonna have to redo all the lettering that you don't like. So I came home today, got the laptop open, getting no work done at all, keep in mind, because I'm dealing with this Walgreens thing literally all morning, and I open up my laptop, I get it all done, I get to the final thing where you can submit it to store without paying. You can pay there, and of course they're comping me this book, so I'm like, okay, maybe this won't be so bad. I will get my dad's book out of it, I got a refund, so all is well, right? I can keep the bubble one, and I guess the pictures are good, right? The front just looks horrible. So all that to say is then sorry, something's distracting me over here. I go to the final submit, and it says, sorry, you have to pay online because you overreached the $35 limit because the coupon is not the same coupon I bought the book at 2 weeks ago. I call them, I reach someone up the line, they're like, well, no, you should really just put a payment thing on there because then they won't charge you in the store. And I'm like, this is the same store, won't charge me, but just made me pay for two horribly done books. All that to say is that my entire morning has been running back and forth to Walgreens. So the book isn't submitted because I have no way of doing it. I don't trust them to give my credit card information to hope they don't charge me. So I'm just kind of back at the beginning now. So I think Dad's just gonna get my original book, and sorry, Dad, I hope it's good enough because I'm really frustrated. I'm just at a point where I'm like, I don't really want to run back to the store, number one. Number two, I don't trust them enough. The manager was like, I'll print it myself. And I'm like, well, that's great, but now I can't even get it to go through. And the only way it'll go through is now if I put a payment online, or I wait for a better code and somehow I get a better deal that falls under $35. Yeah, I had extra pages. That's why the book is so expensive. So that was my morning. I wish I could tell you some lovely magical Disney story. I don't have one. I'm wearing my cool, you guys can see it, my cool Mickey shirt. It's all the United States. So this was purchased back at American Adventure, and what I loved they were doing, they're not doing it anymore, but what they were doing back in American Adventure is they were having all these different states and whatever, and I thought, gosh, this is so cool, especially for the road tripper and me. I just eat that stuff up, and they've changed it again. So I don't know what they're doing back there. I feel like the UK shop always keeps true to itself and has different stuff, and a lot of the other ones, but American Adventure, they just keep it. Just the turnaround back there, I don't understand it. I wish they'd just keep the authentic stuff to the countries, and especially back there, because this was one of my favorite shirts, and Craig got this for me for Christmas maybe last year, but it was for obviously my road trip that I had gone on. So yeah, I am thinking about doing the parks maybe tomorrow or Friday. I have friends in town that I've not gotten in touch with yet that I would really like to see. They run by the schedule of their little one, which we all understand how that goes. I guess set up better. My good friend Kim is enjoying DC right now on a business trip, and we've been chatting back and forth about travel plans possibly, so that would be cool. And yeah, I'm just trying to figure out my year. We're hopefully moving in a couple months. I have so many things coming up. I have the Bay Area Renaissance Festival. I'm running Excalibur. It equals like a half marathon, the 2 races I'm doing. So I get, I believe, 3 medals out of that. It's like some challenge. What else? MegaCon is in April. And it is freezing outside. I'm just looking outside. It's so cold, you guys. So we had to put the heat on again today. It was 35 degrees here. Now, that is cold in Wisconsin, but in Florida, I swear it feels colder. So the heat was running, and I still could not get my core body temperature to get balanced. It was a rough morning, and between that and this Walgreens, I don't know. Are you guys like that? Do you guys I hate being that person, ask for the manager. I know that's a whole meme thing and a joke going around these days. But the thing is that I kind of live also by, if you don't tell people that you're not happy with the service you got or the item you got, how do they learn? How do they grow? How do they move to be better at what they do and what they give? And so to me, I'm like, well, if maybe the person was having a rough day, I mean, literally, literally, I had something else made there the same day that had an extra page in it. And it wasn't like something that needed an extra page in it. So it's just one of those things where I try to extend grace and mercy because I understand that life just gets in the way. Between being sick and being busy, you know, I've had to put some stuff on hold. I'm finally getting done tomorrow, and I'm happy about that. Yes, the birthday club will be starting soon. I will be working on that after I vlogged today. You'll see why it has taken so long. And yeah, I gotta work on Monday's moving vlog and where we go from last week. So please check that out if you're interested in moving to Florida or you wonder what this all is about. You know, is it worth it? Is something that you dream about? Please check that out. Please subscribe to my channel. Again, the goal is to get to 1,000 and then hopefully work from there as well. Yeah, so thank you all for supporting me and listening to this lovely little Walgreens rant today. It's not the magical thing. Sometimes days just don't have a lot of Disney in it. I am keeping an eye out for that Simba popcorn holder over at Animal Kingdom. So if any of you have seen it or know of it being there, please let me know in the comments or private message me. And if you're interested in our birthday club, please contact me at goofyames622@yahoo.com and I will put you on it, or you can private message me on Facebook under the Relocated Tourist. There's lots of good stuff on that page, so please check that out because there's always something Disney going on there, something adventure going on. So basically the Disney is in between my road trips and my vacations and my adventuring out of the state of Florida, which is how I like it. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope if you're in Florida, you're all staying warm and cozy. This is our little winter day. And yeah, if you're coming soon, please contact me. I know a couple of friends who are coming soon. Please get in touch with me. We'll hang out, have dinner or something, okay? I love you guys. Have a good day.